Hey, scrappy people. Tracy Reed here today, coming at you with a memory planning video. So, this last few months, from I think starting in July, I have started memory planning instead of using a life crafted album to document the everyday stuff. I really wanted to start journaling more about the everyday stuff and worry less about design, I guess, on a day-to-day basis and just get the memories down. I've memory planned before, but then COVID hit and I did not continue memory planning. So I have been using the Cocoa Daisy kits for this project. Well, I should say the remnants of my Cocoa Daisy kits because this is what I've been using what I have left after creating my projects for the design team. And sometimes it's a whole lot, and sometimes it's a little less. For this collection, which is the October collection, Cozy Season, I have quite a bit left over, especially in the stickers and the journal cards. I don't end up normally using a lot of the journal cards in the pages because I like to leave a lot more room than journal cards generally allow. But I did pull some out just in case. So I like to work on this project in a certain way. First of all, I always decorate my whole month at the beginning of the month or before the beginning of the month before I start doing my actual memory planning because I like to have a foundation for this project that I don't have to think about because I find if I have to design an entire page from scratch every week, it's not something that I'm going to do and I'm just going to fall off. So I like to start with clear stickers or the clear sticker sheet from the memory keeping sticker sheet, and I work on all of my pages at once throughout this whole process. So you can see I'm flipping week to week, choosing which sticker I'm going to use on which month or which week, I guess. And I'm just kind of randomly putting these stickers places. I want to make sure that I put them in different places week to week so they're not like always in the bottom left corner. And this just starts to provide a foundation for building clusters. So the goal here is to create a few clusters on each page so that I have somewhere to like focus attention and then to leave the majority of it blank so that I can add photos and journaling later. So these blocks from the memory keeping sticker kit are larger than the squares on a classic vertical planner. They're not meant for that size, so of course they're larger. So I'm going to trim down each and every one of these blocks. The size of the squares on the planner are 1.5 by 2.5, which, you know, all of the patterned papers will easily trim down to, but these sentiment ones don't quite fit. So I trim them down as much as I can, and this one will be 2.5 inches tall, but it's slightly wider. So I'm gonna do that for all of these stickers, and I will fast forward through that process because it's the same thing over and over again. But now I have them all trimmed down, and I will start putting these on the page as well. So it's kind of a methodical process for this um, part of my planning. I just kind of work my way through each and every page, making sure that I'm using all of these stickers specifically and the clear stickers. And this particular collection, actually all Cocoa Daisy collections lately, have a lot of rub-ons, and I had a lot left over from this collection. Sometimes I don't have a lot left over, but for this one I definitely had a lot left over, so I'm going to be using a lot of the rub-ons too. I also like to layer my stickers, so I want to put a sticker over the top of those boots. Especially for me, those boots look like combat boots to me, and so I'm having a little bit of a hard time with that particular image and making it feel like fall to me. So I'm going to cover it up just a little bit so they look a little less like combat boots. So I'm going to put this right here. The book sentiment matches the book stack that I've already put on the page. And then I have one more sentiment, and I want to put it somewhere where there's not already a clear sticker sentiment, or at least not a big one. I have the watercolor clear stickers left from this sheet that I want to use up, so I can get rid of this sheet and finish a whole one. Now I have a problem here, and I don't know quite how this happened, but I pull this up a little bit to put these watercolors underneath it, and you can see when I put it back down, I have completely lost the Y, and I think I probably scraped it off with the tweezers. But now it's like, well, that doesn't read right. So we're just going to take it off and discard it, sadly. And I was like, well, I'll take this up too, but no, it starts ripping the page, so back down it goes, and we'll work around it in a different way. So now I have a boatload of these rub-ons to use, and I want to use them all because rub-ons don't store very well, and so I want to get them all on the page so that they don't go into my stash where they will become unusable after a few months. So we're just going to cut all these down, and I'm going to go through just like I did with the clear stickers and the sticker blocks, and I'm going to add all of the rub-ons, just all of the things to this page. So this is page 1. We're adding boots and umbrellas. Page 2 got some pumpkin spice, coffee and a muffin and some leaves and acorn. Then we've got boots and the lantern on this page. And I thought I wanted to put these trees here to match the square sticker, or the rectangle sticker, but it didn't quite fit right. So it went on this page with the pumpkin and the sweater, and then more books over here, and that cute flannel, leaves, and the coffee. Now I have a few more left over that I need to put on the page so that they don't get lost. So now I'm going to go through each page and decide where all of these extra rub-ons are going to fit. So we're going to put the sweater stack and the leaf here. And then this looks like it is mud almost when it's paired with the boots, so it goes there. Then we've got this pumpkin pie, which is going to go around this sentiment that says pumpkin spice and everything nice. Now this collection came with some really pretty washi tape, and I like to add washi to the center of my pages and to some other places. So we're going to start with the center of the page for this spread. I really love, that's so pretty. That looked so good. Then we're going to take this skinny washi tape and I'm going to put it on the top and bottom of each of these calendar pages. And I'm making sure to like skip pages so that there's not washi on every page, or not two back to back and then one in the center, so that it just flows well. And then I have the sticker washi tape that comes on the bottom of the memory keeping sticker sheets, and that is a little bit different. It's not see-through, and there's a lot of different patterns that you can use, so I added some of that as well. Now I had originally put this in a different place and I did not love it, so we're going to reposition it here instead, and I actually really love the way that it grounds this page specifically. I think it kind of flows out from those trees on the right hand side, or the left hand side, and it just looks really pretty here. It's a really pretty washi, but it was very dark in the place that I had it in before, and it was not looking great. Alright, we're going to add a couple more of the washi strips from the sticker sheets. And I like to make it look like they're holding down the stickers, even though obviously the stickers are like stuck to the page and they don't need extra washi. But I like the way that it looks. And I always like using as much of a sticker as possible, so if I have these washi strips, I like to use them in other places as well so that it doesn't because once it's off the page, or off the sticker sheet, it doesn't stick back very well. So I try and find other places for it. Like this one I will use in a couple of different places. Make sure it's trimmed down nice and neat. Using my X-Acto knife in my in my planner always scares me because the paper is pretty thin. And then I will stick this in a couple of other places just to make sure that it's completely used. Now you'll notice that I am creating clusters in like big clusters sometimes in certain places, so that like I have a ton of room in other parts of this spread to add my photos, but I have one big cluster. I don't generally take up 4 blocks for one cluster, but sometimes I do just for fun. But you can see I normally will just take up a part of one of the calendar blocks for the clusters. Now I really wanted to use this girl, and there are girl stickers as well that are smaller, but I really liked this one and I thought it would be a good centerpiece on this page or on a different page for, I don't know, I just really liked her. And I normally wouldn't use an image like that like in my scrapbooking, so I really wanted to use her in my memory planner because it felt more like a planner to me than a scrapbook page. Now, my anniversary, my 20th wedding anniversary, is October 23rd. So I wanted to use this journaling card that I'm trimming down to 3 by 2.5 to document that, or at least leave a place to document that. And I initially thought that I would just let it span 2 squares and sort of anchor this page at the bottom. But then I decided that it would be more fun to create a flip out. Now, I use a lot of flip outs and page flips in my memory planning, but I don't generally do it ahead of time because that is definitely part of the process that is added in when I'm actually doing the memory planning itself. But since I knew that this was a special day and I'm sure that I want a lot of journaling, I felt safe, I suppose, adding it in ahead of time and then creating like a little cover for it that drew attention to it and made it a little bit more special. So I'm going to take this sticker that says Hello October, which I already included a sentiment in the beginning of the month that said Hello October. So I thought that I wasn't going to use this sticker, but I'm going to find a place for it here because I'm going to add Hello October and then the numbers 23 to the outside. So it says Hello October 23rd. I'm looking in my stash to see if there are other numbers, and I thought about maybe stamping just because the ones that are included on this letter sticker sheet are kind of small, but they ended up fitting fine. I wanted to draw more attention to 23, but it kind of works because you also have the 23 above it too. So maybe having a larger 23 would have been a little bit too repetitive. Now we've hit the portion of my setup where I'm going through and filling in blanks and making sure that things that are big, like this sticker, have a home in the beginning. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it here. And I think after I do this, I'm like, oh no, I have this big dark sticker down here with this home is where you hibernate. It's a lot of stuff down on the bottom, but I decided to just leave it and not change it. We'll make it work when we actually use that page. And then I felt like this little spot down here was a little blank and felt uneven, so I added that die cut, and then I'm pulling all the backing off of this chipboard so it's not super thick. And I'm going to add it to here. It says, sorry, I'm all booked up. And I still felt like it wasn't quite balanced, so I'm going to add one of the die cut sticker girls to it. Start bringing some of them in and making it a theme of this page. There we go. All right, so we're getting close to done here. This is where I'm like, I really want to use my stamps. So I pull out this pink ink because I have a lot of Catherine Pooler inks, but they definitely go through. They're very juicy and they definitely go through the page in my planner, and I didn't want that. So I pulled out this Distress Oxide instead in this really pretty light pink color, and I'm going to use it throughout to stamp these leaves from the stamp set. It adds a really cute light touch to these pages, and I decided when I stamped the words, you can kind of see it above fall leaves, it says autumn memories. I'm about to stamp over it. I decided that the words were illegible in that pink, so I pulled in some London Fog gray ink, which doesn't go through either. And then I'm going to create a whole like leaf floating thing, like they're floating through the air on this page. And this is okay that they're taking up a lot, because if I want to write over them or add photos over them, I can later, and it will still, there's enough that they will still be visible and have that same effect going around the page. So I've got all of these down now. I think I'm about done stamping. Super cute. Last but not least, this is when I go through each and every page, make sure it looks and feels balanced throughout, and that everything looks as done as it can look without, being done. Now this page felt a little bit weird and lopsided because I had both of those big sentiments at the bottom. So I'm going to add this die cut here with this label that's cut from a paper. And later on, if I decide to just like cover this up, I will with a photo or something like that. But for now, I like it to feel and look balanced, and it will be a good place for like a little journaling spot instead of, trying to fill up that whole square. And then I'm going to flip through a couple more pages and call this one good. And yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. There is an affiliate link to Cocoa Daisy in the description box below if you are interested in starting a subscription. And I will see you next time. Thank you.